Dropping like the narco. Got dope like Pablo. Cut dope like Pablo. Chop trees with the Draco. On the north, got Diego.
Hey guys, welcome to the 7th video of the series JavaScript Simplified from Computing Genie. In this video, we'll be looking into JavaScript data types and some of the common errors you may encounter whilst using them in your project. In the last video, we talked about what a variable is and how to declare a variable using the let keyword. If you haven't watched that yet or the earlier videos, I'd suggest you to go back, have a look into it and get back to this video. Now let's look at data types. Data types in JavaScript or any programming language is any particular type of data item. A few examples of data types in JavaScript, like mentioned in our last video, can be strings, numbers, boolean, null, an object, and the list continues. I'll drop a link to programmers.com for a detailed description on all the functions that I mentioned. Now we've done that, let's open up Visual Studio Code and let's remove the variables that we added in our previous video. We'll now be replacing them with different data types. So let's now add a variable named product name. We'll give this variable a string value where we are going to be typing in double quotes and we'll call it as keyboard. And then we will add another variable and this time we'll name it as discount. So the data type you're going to be assigning to this variable is a boolean. A boolean is the data type that declares the value of a variable as true or false. The value we'll be giving here will be false and it works just fine. Now let's go to our show message function right down here and change this to product name. Once done, we can save our file. Let's now run our code in the browser to see if everything is working just fine. We'll type in npm run start and as you see, our browser loads up and our product name is displayed as keyboard. Now let's try out discount here and save our file. And as expected, you can see discount is displayed. Now we can try something similar to what we did in our last video and group all of these variables into one. We can call this variable as product, which will contain all the product details that we typed out already. Once we've done that, we can save our file and you can see that all our product info is being displayed. Now this isn't the prettiest example out there, but it gives you an idea on how you can use variables on your own. Now let's move on to the second part of the video where we are going to be looking into common rules and practices you should follow to stay error-free while using variables. The most common issue people may face while using variables is naming them. Variable names have criteria. One of them being that you can't name a variable starting with a number, as this causes an error as shown on screen. You also can't have spaces in between a variable name. And this is the reason why developers are thought to use camel case, which is a method of typing in two words but still maintaining not to break any syntax of a variable, but still making it visually easier to understand. You could also use underscores or hyphens if you insist. And finally, you can't name your variable as a JavaScript keyword. For example, let is a JavaScript keyword, so you can't declare your variable names as let, var, or any of the JavaScript keywords. These are some of the basic criteria you should follow whilst using variables in your project. So in the next video, we'll be looking into the differences between a variable and a constant in JavaScript. And that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, leave a like on the video. If you have any suggestions regarding the content of the video, leave a comment down below. Subscribe to Computing Genie with bell notifications so you'll never miss out on another tutorial. And that's it for now. I'll see y'all on the next one.